Hey friends, and welcome to a new episode of Is It My Team or Do I Suck? Today, we are playing the game sideways. X57035715730. You think you deserve Grandmasters? I started this season in Masters 5. Due to an unfortunate series of events, I'm now in Diamond 5. I'm quite possibly the best Hanzo on the planet, but Blizzard hates me and has put a curse upon my account. I believe, on a good day, I could play in low GM and do well, but getting there is proving to be the difficult part. Hanzo is quite possibly the highest value DPS in terms of how little you have to do to play well. You don't need insane aim to do well on Hanzo. I'm not saying he's OP right now either, okay? Like, there's better picks. Bastion, Torb, but as long as you learn your angles, as long as you know where to stand and when to engage, you don't need good aim to get 3 kills. I will make a bet with you right now, YouTube, that we will see at least 3 kills this game where he didn't plan to kill them at all. And it was just a random spam shot that randomly, luckily hit a headshot. And if you get enough of those lucky kills, you just win the game, right? That's how you play Hanzo. Going in, shooting into the general direction of the enemy. That was a well-placed shot. Getting 2 kills. I mean, there's a free fight win. And honestly, that was pretty well done by you. Damn! That was pretty well done. Maybe you are unlucky. If you do what you just did, every fight, you just win the game. I don't know why you're not taking high ground. I don't like where you are. Why? What are you doing? Okay, so now you're out of position. The fight already started, and you're now in the front line all of a sudden. Your team dies. So, you just had a fight where you killed like 4 or 3, and then you decided to AFK and lose your team the fight in the next fight, right? So now, if you come to me and you submit this replay and you're like, I'm unlucky, all you just did in the first fight, all that I complimented you for, you just threw away in one fight. You want to regroup, you want to wait until your team is there. You definitely do not want to go in further, because if the Junker Queen realizes you're there, she's gonna scream at you and kill you. But she doesn't, so you're lucky. Well, now you're in your face. She misses the... I feel like you should have died there on higher rank. If you think in GM you don't die there, you're delusional, by the way. That's a good dragon spot. It looked like it was gonna kill more. You actually put it a bit too far forward. If you shoot it from here, or you move 1 meter to the right and shoot it, it's gonna kill all of them, right? Because it's gonna connect with them. But the first meter or so, what is a meter? Say the Americans in the comments. The first like few inches, like the size of my peanut, they are dead air, right? Because the arrow travels a bit. That's how dragon works. So what happens here is, so the first like 2 meters, you see how the dragon starts here. It would have hit all 3 of them if you put it a bit more back, is what I'm saying. Your monkey jumps in. Okay, good pickoff. There is no escape. What the fuck was that kid's ult? Okay, they have more ults than you just lose this. Why do they have more ults than you? Because you decided to AFK on the second fight and give the enemy team a free team fight. Now you might say, Metro, I also carried on the first fight. When you go in and kill the enemy team really fast, you're not giving your team the chance to build ult. Now I'm not saying you should wait to kill them, right? I'm not saying you should keep them alive. If you go in and kill them really fast, like, yeah, you win the fight, but the only person that got ult charge from that fight is you, right? And then in the second fight, it went on for a while, right? And your team was always down, right? So it took a while, the enemy builds a lot of healing, the enemy builds a lot of damage, right? So they just have a better ult economy than your team. And that's why they snowballed your second fight. And this is where you want to start. Like, right now, it's the correct player is getting the pickoffs and cleaning up the fight. You should still win this. Nice. If you play safe and your Orisa lives, you should be able to win this. Whiffing a few shots. Okay. Oh, and there it is. Do not tell me you actually aimed that shot. You just shot it in a general direction. That counts as an RNG. That's RNG. That's RNG. I call it RNG. No, I'm gonna call bullshit on you predicting that shot. Back in the casino, boys. Everything on green. Okay, you have Dragon. You know where they are. You can force a Tracer out to... You just got distracted by the Tracer here, right? Like, you can see, she's already looking at you and she's full HP. Your Orisa is purple, right? So what you should realize at this point, and if you want to be GM, you need to realize, is that there's a very good chance the Orisa is just going to push you. So you want to back out right away. But you're just kind of standing still, right? You had the leap. You could have leaped away and could have lived. Instead you die. I mean, this should now be a fight win for you, right? You're up. You have insta spawn. Okay. Okay, let's walk forward. I don't know why you're Safe King. I think you win this, maybe. They have Cole. Dragon. Use something. Do something. That's too late. First time you take high ground this entire match. That's good. Again, always say this. I'll say it again. I'm repeating myself. Don't sit on your other DPS's ass. I know Soldier is gain the lore, and you might be gain in real life, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with being here, right? You can take this angle, like maybe be here, and then your Soldier can be here. And that way, Soldier covers this angle, and you cover this angle, right? And they have to look at you or the Soldier. Comeback happening right now. 2 minutes. Easy, doable. Ysara is running into their spawn. I'm not sure about that one. You probably want to move up. I'm not saying Ysara is in a good position here. The robot on push does not move faster if you have more people on point. There is no reason for you and the Soldier to be here. It's fine for the Ana to be here, but you can walk up. You can take this window. You can maybe try to help Ysara. Imagine you were right here right now. You could get a free kill on someone, right? Like just spamming into their spawn. Yeah, and now she's dead. Ysara should also not have been that far forward, but you and the Soldier were just as much at fault there. Or maybe a bit less, but you could have done more. You could have given yourself a chance to get value.
The fuck?
You aimed for the Cassidy there. That's a counter on the list. That's a count. Okay, that's good. See, this is an angle you can work with, at least. I like that one. And you notice how as soon as you get a decent angle, you actually get a free kill. Like, you just carried the fight right there by just doing that. You literally, you're gonna win this fight. I'm actually 100% sure about it, right? You get 2 people to 1 and get a kill. Free. I don't know if you were in voice with this Zarya. You could probably tell Zarya to, like, fucking chill.
But I wanna die!
Okay, maybe he lives. I don't know why he's still fighting. This hurts. Okay, listen. Like, Zarya is dumb here. Both times you could, like, give her at least a chance by moving with her, right? You notice how it's the same 3 people again. You just sit around objective. And yes, Overwatch is an objective-based game, but again, it's enough to have 1 person on the card. So you can make the call to go back, turn around, maybe get a kill. And now you're gonna lose the game. It's over. It's over. It's over. Okay, X 57,532.69 for 20. I believe on a good day I could play with low GM. I don't know if that's considered a good day for you, the replay you just submitted. But this is not GM gameplay. But I think for you, just try to play more proactive. Work on your positioning and try to be more aware of what your team is doing and try to be more aware of where you could be to get more value. Because I think your mechanics were quite decent. It's not your team. You suck. Get better. We gotta get back into these VOD reviews, man. Like, people need education, dude. I don't know about your Season 6 experience so far, but there's still a lot of people running around in ranks they don't belong in. So we're gonna educate you, and hopefully, at least one of you is gonna climb. Ryuk, and he's in Plat 3, and he thinks he belongs in 2 Masters. I'm not going to say that my team holds me back, but I feel like I perform above where I'm at. Especially since I deranked because of a bad loss streak. I feel like my performance is similar to this in most games. I chose this game to show my best for you to tell me whether this best is good enough. I feel like if I can get enabling supports with basic game sense, I'd climb pretty easily. I mean, let's see what they have. And a lot of the time when Genji just complain about their support's not enabling them, they get upset that the Ana doesn't permanently nano the Genji, etc, etc. But ideally, with Genji, you want to play with your dive tank or with your tank. If you dash in alone, unless the enemy is also alone, it is very risky for you, you can die very easily. So what you want to look in your composition, you have a Doomfist as tank, right? Which is semi-dive, semi-rush, more like a dive tank. You want to engage whoever your Doomfist is engaging, right? Now, this is like obviously a very general statement. There are places where you can go in alone. But in general, if you play around your tank and you let your second DPS kill them from afar, if they don't die instantly. What is wrong with the replay viewer now, dude? Like, what? And you're actually kind of doing that. You're following up on your tank. Dash was kind of late. But here is already a situation where you kind of want to start being careful. Because if this Ashe pays attention, she just kills you right now. You're literally in one-shot range. You definitely want to know your boundaries on Genji. You want to play around your cooldowns. And when you're out of cooldowns, you get out. I don't know about this one. It seems to be working because the enemy Ashe doesn't seem to hit you at all. But you dashing in there aggressively while there's an Ashe looking down on you and using your cooldowns before you engage them is risky if the Ashe has aim. Okay? You're trying to fight 1v2 here, which that's not gonna work out for you, buddy.
Think, Mark.
Yeah, don't fight 1v2. Best call probably was to back out there. Wait for, you know, your Hanzo was down and then your Doomfist died. You probably just get out and regroup. Let's see it. Here's the Nano Blade. Got the baby and got... Okay. You ignoring the Ashe that is just looking down on your entire team. This does not fly in Masters. In fact, I want to watch this guy because I have no clue what he's shooting at. Shooting the tank. Okay. Cover fire. Jesus. What I'm saying is, I'm mentioning this to you because if the Ashe, you know, doesn't play like a bronze player right there, you just die. Because you go in, you kill the D.Va together, which is great, and then you just kind of ignore the Ashe that's right on top of you. Obviously, like, once you get nano-bladed, it's fine to clean up the kill on the D.Va, but then you probably want to go for the Mercy Ashe and make sure they don't kill anyone, okay? Instead of risking going for the Ana solo. So there's a really high risk here. Especially if you dash in like frontal and like you just make it really easy for her. So far, the biggest carry on your team is the enemy Ashe Mercy. Because the enemy team is basically playing 3v5 right now. Closing the distance, I don't mind your positioning. I think your positioning and your mechanics are pretty okay so far. I think your focus fire and target priority are not. And you captured. 2.5 minutes. Let's see how you do in defense, because now it's going to be a bit more interesting how you engage with Genji. You won't have the Doom to rely on, and on defense Genji is a tiny bit more complicated to play, in the sense that you can't dash into their backline when they're all up, right? But you definitely want to be aware if a Mercy's on the other team, you know. That was a good position to deny. This is not it. You're gonna die here. You're gonna die here. It's actually ridiculous that you got the kill. And it's even more ridiculous that you lived. Like, this is all good and fair, and you see she's anti and low, right? But she just popped Fortify. It actually doesn't have 190 to 1 HP. This is like a visual bug. Like, what this should actually say is 5 million HP. 50% damage reduction in Fortify, right? Plus the armor. Realistically, this is probably around like 400 HP. This is still a full HP Junker Queen right now. You get the kill, right? So you're like, Metro, what are you talking about? I got the kill. I went in and killed him. This dash here exposes you to every single player on their team. If they look at you and shoot you, you should just die. It is a miracle that the cast, like... It is a miracle that you're still alive. You have nano. So, here's definitely where you want to... I was gonna say coordinated a nano blade, but they nanoed your Rhine, which is fine because your Rhine got a shatter. Okay, let's see it. I mean, not the cleanest blade, but it works out. You clean up again. Alright, it's fine, right? You held for 4 minutes. They only have 2.5 minutes for the second point. I would go like top left, top right, and close the distance right now, instead of sitting in main. Yeah. Okay, that was really bad. You gotta think of Genji as a close range character, right? Genji gets most of his kills by dashing in, engaging close range. So you want to find ways, against hit scan especially, to close the distance without them being able to shoot you. Here, what you do is, you just go top left, walk up the stairs, and until you hear they can't hit you. And by the time you hear, the Cassidy is probably forward here, we're gonna see in a second, and you probably can engage him, right? Or, other way, you go top right, right? And get to here, and if the Cassidy doesn't look at you, you can get a pick off on the backline, right? You're at a distance where you give yourself no chance to actually pop off. No amount of aiming and mechanics is gonna help you here, right? I know you have a Rhine shield and you're trying to sit behind it, but because you jump around like a little monkey, or you don't use the Rhine shield properly, they have a lot of angles on you, right? Cassidy sees you from top right, the Ashe can see you from main. Okay, at least you didn't waste blade and you live. If you don't stagger here. Okay, you need to get out and you have a full... There's no reason for you to stick around here, right? You turn around, 180, dash into spawn, get your health back. You don't even need to wait for your supports. And even when you see the Orisa, you still maybe have time to dash out, but you stay here and try to shoot her with 1 HP. And now you stagger to the point where, if you look at the card, You're not gonna have a full fight anymore. You died first, second point when it mattered, and then you died first on third point when it mattered. I'm not gonna blame you too hard for it, right? Because if you do well in most fights, and then you have a few fuck-ups, everyone makes mistakes, right? But like, you made mistakes in very crucial fights. You do realize that the Soldier Mercy is not up top, and you realize you can't like retake the capture anymore. What happened, man? They can hear you just as well as you can hear them, right? You climb up and you didn't even know where they were until they shot you and you died. Hanzo swap. Good call. Outskilled boys, got him. Holy shit. Wait, did they see 9?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's starting to tick. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Alright, your Doomfist gave you a somewhat fighting chance. You still have 3 minutes. It's gonna happen. For all the great things you did in the first 2 rounds, you just turned your brain off. It's like overtime started and you just started playing like a bronze player. What are you doing? Hey, please. Come on. It's time to start hitting... Like you forgot how to play the game all of a sudden. Oh, Mercy's dead. Good job. Your comp is like also like makes no sense anymore. Please don't die here. You mega aggro peek in the open against 3. Super risky. Now you don't have deflect up and you... So you full HP back, no deflect, and you just jump in the middle of the open and you die to a Bastion. And then, I mean, your team died, right? Yeah. Okay, Ryuke. I think you're really inconsistent. I think you had a few fights where you carried. I think your mechanics were pretty good at the start. You made mostly the right calls with how to engage. And then you just took all of that out of, like, you just deleted, like, you wiped your brain. You had a lobotomy or something. And you turned into a zombie that didn't think anymore. You can't just look at a part of the game and be like, hey, I played really well there, I deserve masters. When in the one game you show me, you play above plat level, right? Like diamond plus, I'd say, in the first half. And then you turn into a bronze player. You know, if you take the average of all of that, you're probably a plat player. It's not your team. You suck. Get better. Until next time. See you guys. Bye-bye.